Hello everyone, it is Jayden and welcome to The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button on the video, and if you enjoy my commentary and myself truly as always, be sure to tap that subscribe button and to hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya. Josh Allen, and this was the biggest game I can argue of the weekend. We had Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens doing a rematch of last year's divisional round matchup. I had the Bills going into the game because, everybody every season has the Baltimore Ravens as their Super Bowl pick every year. And more so along the lines, more than likely, somebody is going to have Lamar Jackson as their MVP. So when I saw the line for this game, and I was sitting here saying, how on God's green earth is the Baltimore Ravens favored on the road week 1 in Buffalo against a team that they lost to last year? Granted, they more than likely should have won that game if Mark Andrews didn't drop a huge pass. But I'm sitting there thinking, why are they favored? But they were favored nonetheless. And when I made my picks last week, I'm like, smash Josh Allen and the Bills. I think they're the better. I think right now, Josh Allen is the better quarterback. I think it's a better team, and they're at home. And I knew this was going to be a close one, and we got the result that we had. Now let's just talk about this game. And it's on the lower third. Will Lamar and the Ravens ever live up to the hype? We'll get to that in a minute. But was this a Ravens collapse or a Bills win? This is a Ravens collapse. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. What have we said about them in the past? They do not have what it takes to close games when they need to close games. I know this might be a harsh analogy to make, but you could arguably call them the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. When push comes to shove, when there's a big play needed to be made, when it's time to close, Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, and John Harbaugh have not been able to do that. It is either being with some type of situational play calling by John Harbaugh, bad decision making by John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson playing it safe, not being aggressive, or some way somehow defense can't stop nobody. And this was the case in this game. The Baltimore Ravens. I actually kind of tuned out of this game at the 6-minute mark because the Bills were down 15 with 6 minutes left in the game. 15 points in 6 minutes. One can surmise that is a huge deficit to come back from in 6 minutes. Just one offensive possession, just running the ball and getting one first down, can chunk easily 3.5 to 4 minutes off the clock. So it is like mathematically impossible for the Bills to come back in any form or fashion. But lo and behold, here come the Baltimore Ravens. And this is something it's a little unfortunate and it was a little unlucky. Derrick Henry fumbles the football. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was that possession or the possession after that. I don't know if it was third or fourth down play. Josh Allen throws the ball in the end zone. I don't know if it was intended for Dawson Knox or not, but Dawson Knox tips it with his right hand, and then Keon Coleman's just there as a security blanket, gets the tip catch. That was just absolute luck. So it was a bang, unfortunate situation for the Baltimore Ravens. But this happens to the Baltimore Ravens. It's every single time in some way, form, or fashion the last couple of years. What was it 2 years ago when the Baltimore Ravens went up with the Kansas City Chiefs? Could not close the deal. What happened last year in the playoffs against the Bills? Could not close the deal. What happened this game? They cannot close the deal. Lamar Jackson is super talented. He's great. But for some reason, he never is able to get the job done in a big game. He just cannot do it. I hope he can do it one day. He should be able to one day. But last night wasn't worth the case. But let's just get to the game overall. After watching this game, and watching a lot of HBO Max in the offseason and their offseason Hard Knocks, I was a big Joe Burrow guy, but just something about just Josh Allen to me. He has solidified himself, in my opinion, as the second best quarterback in the NFL. He is super hard not to like. He's really gotten over the roller coaster side of him, where it's one game he's sensational, in another game he's absolutely putrid. He could throw three. He can do what he did last night, account for 4 touchdowns, and then in the next game he can account for 0 touchdowns and turn the ball over 2 or 3 times. That was the Josh Allen experience like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even 2. But these last couple of years, he's really dialed in, and he took care of the football. He didn't have the best day throwing the football. He let a couple of balls get away from him, but it was, first game, getting more comfortable. But when it's running the ball, commanding the offense, and making a comeback, Josh Allen is just that guy. I mean, he threw the ball sensationally well. He was 33 for 46, 394 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. And he accounted for 2 touchdowns on the ground. This is the Josh Allen that has the potential to win a Super Bowl. This is the Josh Allen who, time and time again, in every single Patrick Mahomes matchup he has had in the playoffs, he has showed up, and he has not been the reason why the Bills lose. Unlike Lamar Jackson, when Lamar Jackson has that big playoff matchup, he is the reason why the Ravens lose. Now, last night, Lamar Jackson was not the reason why the Ravens lose. It was a multitude of team, Derrick Henry fumbling the ball, and John Harbaugh, 4th and 2. Josh Allen has been dialed in the second half. Josh Allen himself, I think he threw for like 269 yards in the second half. You're up 2. It's 4th down and 2. You're on your own side of the end zone. Granted, it's kind of risky. You're on your own side of the field. I think they were on their own 39. 4th and 2. If you don't get it, Josh Allen and them automatically get a field goal, they win. So granted, you kind of wanted to trust your defense, but yet Josh Allen was carving them anyways. But you have Derrick Henry and you have Lamar Jackson. We saw what Lamar Jackson was doing to the defense of the Buffalo Bills all night. He was getting whatever he wanted to get. And I know y'all remember the play. Like they had him sacked. He traveled back lost 17 yards. He backed up 17 yards from the line of scrimmage, scrambling around. And he ended up gaining like a 20-yard play. That was how Lamar Jackson was playing all game. I think Lamar Jackson, what did he have rushing? He was 6. He carried the ball 6 times, ran for 70 yards. He averaged 11.7 yards per carry, and he had a touchdown. Lamar was doing whatever he wanted in the run game. I mean, the Ravens themselves, for the most part, were doing whatever they wanted to in the run game. So it's 4th and 2. Why not try and take that risk? You have your star players. Star players make star plays. What out of your defense, what have they did all night that game to make you sit there and believe with that quarterback over there, who I think is the second best quarterback in the league, who just won an MVP? What made you think that you saw from them at that point made you think that they were going to stop Josh Allen from getting a field goal? Nothing. Because Josh Allen did what we thought Josh Allen was going to do. Walk him down, put him on a leash, as Marcus Spears likes to say. Shout out Swagoo. Put him on a leash, walk him down. That is what Josh Allen did. And here we go again with the Baltimore Ravens not finishing the deal. And this is something that we're going to have to say as well. And I know they were a lot of people's preseason Super Bowl pick, but I just don't think that the Ravens are going to win a Super Bowl. I don't think their defense is good enough. I am not happy with what I saw from them defensively yesterday. They let Josh Allen throw for 400 yards and account for 4 touchdowns. That's not good enough. Offensively, getting away from their game plan when time gets tough. You had so much success running the football. Why get away from that in crunch time? Why? Just because Derrick Henry fumbled? It doesn't matter. Running the ball is your bread and butter. And at times when the thick gets thin, and they get in the thick of it, Todd Monken, for some reason, deviates away from the game plan and turns Lamar Jackson into a drop back passer when it doesn't need to be that case. I don't think, and this is the reason why, I do not trust Lamar Jackson to ever win a Super Bowl with the Ravens, because of the reason why. You have Josh Allen in that division, and you have Patrick Mahomes. The way Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers look, I have more faith, even though, you could argue Justin Herbert hasn't shown you a reason why to believe in him, because he played as well as he did last year, and in the one playoff game he had under Jim Harbaugh, he threw for more interceptions than he had all year. But I believe in Jim Harbaugh, the coach. And I think one day Justin Herbert may be able to get over the hump. But Justin Herbert hasn't had this many opportunities as Lamar Jackson. And Justin Herbert has not had the teams that Lamar Jackson has had. Lamar Jackson, and I wrote it down 2 years ago, had the best team that he's more than likely ever going to have. They were the favorites. The game, they were at home against the Kansas City Chiefs, did not close the deal. I don't think that the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl this year. They invent ways to lose. You cannot trust this game. You cannot trust this team in close game situations, because something is going to go wrong some way, form, or fashion. In the playoffs, Lamar Jackson is either going to do something uncharacteristic of himself. Todd Monken is going to deviate away from the running team that they need to be. Or John Harbaugh is going to make a baffling decision like he did last night. You got 4th and 2. You have that man on the other side of the field, and Josh Allen. Done whatever he wanted to the whole half. Got his team back when it felt like the game was lost. I felt like the game was lost. I thought the Bills were cooked. But then that guy, even though the defense made a good strip fumble from Derrick Henry, but at the same time, that guy has to go seal the deal in Josh Allen, and he sealed the deal, and he was fixing to get ready and complete his mission if you were going to give him the ball back. And you did exactly what Josh Allen wanted you to do. You gave him the ball back. When you had that 4th and 2, you have Derrick Henry. You were able to run the ball down their throat all game. Derrick Henry averaged 9.4 yards a rush. He rushed for 170 yards last night. As much as I love Ed Oliver, Matt Milano, I promise you, you ran some type of trick play with Lamar Jackson, some type of read option with Derrick Henry, you're getting 2 yards. The way they were running the ball last night. At will. But that's where we're at now. A baffling, questionable decision that happened in a regular season game that had playoff type atmospheric expectations to it and playoff type situations, and we saw what both teams did. Josh Allen triumphed, and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, even though it wasn't Lamar's fault, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens falter. Now, I have some questions. I have some questions with the Bills. I was not pleased with what I saw by their defense. Each time Lamar Jackson dropped back to pass, it felt like Zay Flowers was open. Every time I turn around, Zay Flowers was catching a pass and going 50 yards. They gave up too many big plays yesterday. And if they are going to want to compete for this AFC, in which I'm fixing to discuss that just for a little bit, but if they are wanting to contend for a Super Bowl, they are going to have to crack down on those big plays, because you are going to be playing against some elite quarterbacks in this conference and whoever you will eventually could face in the Super Bowl if you make it there. So that is something that was concerning with the defense, specifically on the back end. I think Ed Oliver made a couple plays in the backfield. He obviously was a contributor to the strip fumble. Linebackers are pretty good as well. It's just that back end, for some reason, they just could not cover. They could not cover. And the Ravens offensively, from the stat line, like, they were just phenomenal. They only lost just because they fumbled the ball. So that is something that concerns me with the Bills. And I know this had a lot to do about the Ravens, but the quick thing with the Bills, I trust in the Bills' offense. Okay, the Bills, they were silently my Super Bowl pick this year, just because I believe in Josh Allen. I do. If you got the quarterback, you have a chance. And Josh Allen has showed up in playoff games. I do not have any doubt in my mind. If he had to play a big matchup in the AFC Championship game, he's going to be the reason why they have a chance to win. He's not going to be the reason why they lose. Unlike Lamar Jackson, I have no faith in Lamar Jackson if he was to get into an AFC big time divisional or AFC Championship matchup, because I don't have the faith in him to be the reason why they don't lose. So that's where we're at. But something that could benefit the Ravens and even the Bills, because both had this negatives in this game. The one thing I can say, though, after watching week 1, in the AFC specifically, the AFC is wide open. It is wide open. We saw how Denver looked. Denver did not look good against the Titans at all. Bo Nix looked like he forgot how to play football all of a sudden. We saw what Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs looked like. They looked sloppy. Justin Herbert, they look like they could be, I mean, I can't say they look like they can be had, but, they only scored 27 points when the Bills put up 41 points and the Ravens, you put up 40 points. So you both can put up some points. We saw what the Bengals looked like yesterday. They looked like they didn't even know how to play offense. Granted, it's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. They will get better at some point. So something that is interesting and that benefits both teams going out of this game is that even though I feel like the Ravens couldn't win a Super Bowl, I think the Ravens coming out of this game really do think, yeah, we have what it takes to win a Super Bowl because the AFC is wide open. But we're just kind of going to have to wait and see. It was a great game last night. I enjoyed it. I did not, I did not think the Bills were even going to come back at all. But shout out to Josh Allen. Josh Allen just continues to be great. Continues to show the reason why he is the second best quarterback in the league. He's triumphed Joe Burrow, in my opinion, although I think if Joe Burrow had the type of team that, Josh Allen has accustomed to have, especially with the offensive line, I think Joe Burrow can be as well as good. But we got to go off of current resume. I have Josh Allen as that guy, and Lamar Jackson played great last night. But the Baltimore Ravens, they showed last night why I cannot personally trust them in the postseason, because they do stuff like they did last night in the postseason. So that is what I took away from this game. Let me know your guys' thoughts, and I want to know of your comments down below.